A statement by women's group and individual of Shaheen Bagh stop the shameful attempt to pin blame for terrible violence in Delhi on women and all the peaceful protesters against NPR, CAA and NARC. Instead, help citizens seek justice, take action against the real perpetrator, help citizens come together again, help heal this country. Delhi struggle to recover from the terrible violence in the northeast, which hit some of the poorest people in our country, tailors, scrap dealer, carpenters, and daily beggars, scared the displaced Muslims, who were the primary targets of this hate attack, are still in relief camps holding on to their children and their dignity despite this devastation. Hindu families who lost homes and properties are struggling to come to terms with this nightmare as well. Both communities bear the sorrow of lives and livelihoods lost in this senseless violence. We stand with each of them. This is moment when we need our government to give us justice, reassurance and relief. But what we see instead is that the state, a section of the media and vested interest creating even more hate instead of taking action against a erring police force and against those who openly instigated and perpetrated this violence. We find them trying to pin the blame on the women for protesting peacefully. What we are witnessing is a concerted misinformation campaigning and the criminalizes the protesters, spin conspiracy theories and targets all those who supported the protest. Anyone who has been to these protests will know how morally low this is. These protests brought together all the colors of our country. We are proud that Muslim women led the protest in the best tradition of our freedom struggles and the proud that we joined this struggle with them. In full measures, as Indians, as students, women's rights, activists and care groups, people's movements, farmers and workers collectives, and as ordinary citizens to fight for justice, harmony, and peace for all. Clearly, something resonated in the soul of India, which is why in our 300 place, women sat and many still sit on our streets to be heard, to be visible as democratic citizens. This is surely what women's empowerment is all about. This is what Indian must celebrate the stand behind. Today, the rainbow that is India is being targeted. There is intimidation FIR based on falsehood, threat of arrest against the protesters and those who stood with the protester. This politics of intimidation threatens all women. It threatens each citizen and it must end now. This vicious campaign against citizens of free democratic country and our collective right to protest must stop immediately. We see across identity of religious caste, class, gender, sexuality and ability that we oppose the proposed National Population Registers NPR, Citizenship Amendment Act CAA and the National Register Citizenship NRC. We stand by the protesters and the right to protest and we shall defend that right. We demand that action be taken against those who have conducted systematic hate campaigns, spread falsehood, instigated and perpetrated the violence. False cases be withdrawn against protesters exercising their democratic rights. The union government withdraw NPR, CA, NRC and initiate dialogues with the protesting women without any further delay. The Delhi government delink the NPR from the census. A statement efforts be expedited to provide time-bound relief and compensation to families of all who lost lives in the daily violence, and full rehabilitation to those displaced. We reiterated our commitment to the values of the peace and the communal amity even as we continue our struggle for the preservation of constitutional value against NPRCA NRC, for delinking of the census and NPR, for the protection of the democratic right of the peoples of India to live, speak, believe, work, protest without fear. We stand united. Thanks.